There are hundreds of ways to market a product, business, or brand today. Ads, content, influencers, partnership. And yet for most people, these avenues still feel like one big gamble. And among all these marketing methods, one sits at the top of the list that's responsible for the most consistent revenue for brands: email marketing. And the brands that's figured this out are generating 30, 40, even 50% of their total revenue from it. But for every brand that's winning with email, there are 10 others either using it and not seeing results. So in this video, I'm going to break down the exact system that's helping brands build predictable revenue from email without relying on luck or guesswork. And I know this works because we use this exact system to generate over 100 million in revenue across hundreds of brands. And it all starts with understanding why most brands never truly win with email. The reason most brands aren't winning with email comes down to the same thing. Maybe they got an email platform set up. There's probably one automated email going out, and they only send something to their list every once in a while when there's a sale or when they remember email exists. And then every month, the revenue is all over the place. One month is 20%, and the next, it barely makes anything. And the worst part is, they have no idea why. So they start guessing. Maybe we need better copy. Maybe we should send more emails. Or maybe email just doesn't work for our brand. But that's not the problem, because email works. The fact is, for every $1 spent, it averages a $36 return. So clearly, it's not the channel. It's the way it's being used. See, the average brand treats email like a last-minute promotion tool instead of what it actually is. A system designed to capture attention, build trust, and converts over time. And that distinction matters because once you start seeing email as a system, the inconsistency stops and revenue starts becoming predictable rather than random. But before we talk about crafting a single email, we need to talk about who's actually going to receive them. So let's talk about building your email list. Because here's the thing, it doesn't matter how dialed your emails are or how strong your campaigns look. If people are there for the wrong reasons, then nothing else matters. So we have to start with the thing that gets people on the list in the first place: your pop-up. Now here's what a typical store does. They either don't have one at all, have one sitting at 1 to 2% conversion and never improve it, or slap on a get 20% off your first order offer just to get people on the list. And on the surface, that feels like progress. But what it's actually doing is conditioning your list to always expect discount. So 6 months later, when emails aren't performing, it's not the channel's fault. It's how that list was trained. What you want instead is a pop-up that's built around value. Something that helps you build a cult-like audience who actually likes opening your emails. Let's take a look at a few examples. So first up, we have Wicked of Hope, a candle brand. So notice what's happening here. Instead of us just asking for an email, the pop-up says this: you get a mystery discount in order to know what emails you'll be interested in, which scent family feels most like you. So there's 4 options here: citrus, coffee, floral, and other. So this does one of 2 things. It creates engagement right away. People love talking about the preferences. And 2, we're also collecting data that we can actually use in the future for campaigns like segmenting. So we can send them products based on the scent they like. So whether that's citrus, coffee, floral, or other. So now when we have emails that are more relevant to people that like the scent of coffee, then we can send them those campaigns. So it feels more personal because using this data actually makes the email actually personal because they told us exactly what they want. So let me go through this pop-up and actually enter my info. So I am more of a, let's say, floral scent person. So I'm gonna enter my email right here, get a mystery discount, enter my phone number, finish signing up, boom, activate offer, and then you're in. So again, we added some copy here. Choose your first candle, add a second to cart, and enjoy it free on us. So that is the mystery discount. And then the pop-up also tells us to use the exclusive link in our inbox, and your discount will be applied automatically at checkout. So back to site, we actually have the discount, and then we can actually go into the products, browse through it, and actually use the offer. Second pop-up we have here is Pilates Honey. So it's the same concept here, but it's more of a different execution. So it asks, what are you shopping for? Again, mystery discount pop-up. So whether that's grip socks, apparel, or accessories. So this brand has multiple product categories. So segmenting right at setup means we're not going to blast socks emails to someone who only cares about apparel. And the mystery discount element also adds curiosity. So people want to find out what they actually get. So again, got a mystery discount. We have no idea what it is. So for me, say I'm going to like a Pilates class, I probably want grip socks. So I click on grip socks. Again, enter my email, boom. So it says we're in, check email to receive your discount, and then we get back on site, and then we can actually start browsing again. A third pop-up we have right now is from Timely Vision. So this is a streetwear brand using a spin to win gamified pop-up. It's interactive, it's fun, and it also matches, the brand energy. So people engage with this because it doesn't feel like a transaction. It feels more of like a game. So again, in all 30 pop-ups, we're not being super desperate here. And, we're leading with engagement, collecting data, and also setting up the relationship right away from day one. So let me just go through this pop-up here, spin to win, and then spin in, we get 70% off. Boom, continue, sign up, enter phone number, activate discount, and then now we're in, and then it should send us an email with the actual discounts. Now, beyond these examples, there are plenty of pop-up styles that work without leaning on a discount. A quiz that helps someone find a product. A giveaway for something your audience genuinely wants. Early access to an upcoming drop. A free resource that's actually useful to whoever's landing on your site. It really comes down to lead with value, don't come off as desperate. And this applies to everything that follows too. Because a value-based pop-up paired with nothing but promotional email is still a losing combination. The pop-up sets the expectation. Your email should continue that momentum. And brands that win with email, make sure both sides are working together. I mean, think about it from your customer's perspective. They've been burnt before, spammed, bombarded, and sold to relentlessly. And the moment they join your list and get hit with nothing but sales email, that skepticism gets confirmed. So the goal on both ends is the same. Give them a reason to trust you before you ask them to buy. And that trust starts the moment someone joins your list. But this is exactly where the next mistake happens. And it usually happens within the first few minutes of someone signing up. I'm talking about your email flows. And this is where your email revenue either becomes predictable or stays random. Because email flows are the heart of your system. They're automated sequences triggered by what the customer does or doesn't do. And when they're built correctly, they continue to work without your input. The problem is, most brands either don't have them, set them up once and never touch them again, or have a basic welcome email and think that counts. It doesn't. So let's go through every flow you actually need, what each one does, and how to make it work. Number 1, welcome flow. This is the most important flow you'll ever build. Because the moment someone joins your list, they're warm, they're paying attention, and they're open to what you have to say. But that window doesn't stay open forever. So when brands waste that opportunity by sending one generic email or nothing at all, they're literally throwing money away. With that in mind, your welcome flow needs to do 3 things. Build trust, position your brand, and convert that initial interest into a first purchase. Not by throwing a discount and hoping it lands, but by actually walking someone through why your brand exists, what makes you different, and why buying makes sense. Here's how you structure it. Start with a warm, brand-led email that introduces who you are and what you stand for. Follow that with social proof, reviews, transformations, and real results. And then move into a soft pitch that connects your product directly to the problem they showed up for. Give it 2 to 3 days across 5 to 7 emails, each one doing its specific job. So let's look at an example of a welcome flow. This is an exit intent pop-up. So again, trigger is when they get added to the newsletter based on that pop-up again. Some criteria you want to include in your flow is re-entry criteria, no re-entry, and then profile filters. Place order 0 times since starting this flow. This means that if someone orders in the welcome flow, they'll get kicked out and they won't receive any more emails because they already ordered something. So them getting welcome flow emails after they purchase won't be aligned with their customer journey. So first email, we're welcoming them to the future of ARM support. So in this email, they got a 59% open rate, 7.5% click rate, and then place order rate was 11.7% in the last 30 days. So that is 116K generated. So this flow gets triggered when someone gets added to the newsletter from pop-ups or whenever you collect an email. So re-entry criteria is no re-entry, profile filters, place order 0 times since starting this flow. First email, we talk about the welcome and exactly what they signed up for. So in this email, they had an open rate of 60.4%. Click rate was 7.7 and place order was 7.7. And this email for email 1 for the welcome flow has generated 223K. And then waits 2 days and it talks about the problems they solved, the truth behind shoulder and elbow pain. So sort of giving value to the audience. And waits 2 days, welcome 3 is sort of like a breakdown, how it works, what makes them different from their competitors. So breaking down the tech, breaking down how it's working, how it's made, things like that. Sort of giving value and educating the audience about the product. Since this is a more sophisticated product, the audience would need a little bit more education and value here. So wait 2 days, sends email 4. This is your social proof plus who's it for. So in the subject line, it says trusted by pros, built for you. So in this email, it talks about social proof, who's it for, what kind of professional athlete uses it. So adding professional athletes in this email will sort of build more authority for us. And then social proof, so we're adding reviews, adding UGC pictures of people using the products. Waits 2 days, and then email 5 will be about fit and sizing confidence. So since this is more of a high ticket product, people want to know that the first time they buy it, that it'll fit their arms. So in this email, we're giving value to the audience about how to find the right fit for you. So in the subject line, you can see it say fit matters. Here's how to size your product. So it gives them a sizing chart, measurements, and how to measure it in order to be able to find the right fit for you. So waits 2 days again, talks about the founder story. So this is a plain text email. Meet the founders behind the brand. So it's going to be a plain text email from the founder talking about how they found this brand. So this email will be more personalized since it's a plain text email. So it's going to be like writing to a friend. And in waits 2 days, welcome flow 7 addresses objections. So subject line for this is, why isn't this just another sleeve or brace? So this email just talks about the objections, like every objection someone has when they buy from this brand. And how we find objections for these emails is actually from, their customer support emails. What questions always come up? What are customers saying in those support emails? What kind of questions they're asking? We put everything in this email here. And it waits 1 day. And then this is where we want to connect them to our Instagram and also their social media. So in this welcome flow, we're trying to stay connected, plus what to expect if they buy from the brand. Again, they haven't bought yet. So in this email, we want to just show the people that still kind of have doubts, connecting to our social media and tell them what to expect from the company. And then final email, it waits 1 day and then it sends an email about using HSA/FSA email for their product. So since they're approved for that, they can actually use this for the purchase. So this is sort of like a final offer for this brand. So using their HSA/FSA. So usually if you have like health insurance, things like that, they can use that credit to apply for this product. And I'm just going to show you some designs of welcome flows here. So let me go through the welcome flow designs here from one of our clients, Mattress on Demand. So here is the design of welcome email 1. So Restful Nights begins here, and then we'll give them their 10% off here. How I like to explain email marketing is based on modules. So this would be a module. So this would be like a product module for their cool sleep essentials. This would be another module for back and body relief. And then this will be another module for luxury sleep experience. So in this email, we're giving them all the options that's available for this brand. So cool sleep essentials, back body relief, luxury sleep experience. And then if those 3 sections don't fit them, then they can find their dream mattress with the mattress finder quiz. And then also we give them the option of financing their sleep with Affirm, Snap Finance, and then this would just be a footer. Second email, premium mattress for top brands, shop the sale, or featured brands on sale. So it just talks about all the brands that they have available in their store. Welcome 3. Again, it's another reminder of that 10% offer that they signed up for. So this would be like a reminder email. And then also another module here talking about the perfect mattress tailored to their comfort. So it talks about that they offer a diverse range of mattresses that is catered to their unique sleeping style. So that's hybrid mattresses, individual pocket coiled mattresses, foam mattresses, open coil mattresses, and adjustable mattresses. Just giving them choices. And then this is a plain text email from founder. So it talks about how Tony, the founder of Shop Mattress on Demand. To write this email, you want to just maybe go to the about section and just see what kind of stories you're telling them about your brand, and then just add it here with the founder touch as well. So talking about why they built the brand, who's it for, and some personal stories. So this email is like from a friend. So this literally looks like a email that someone typed up and sent to your inbox. Email 5 talks about finding your ideal mattress today, and then we'll take them to a guide. So giving them value on how to find a perfect mattress. Again, we're kind of talking about the emotional standpoint here as well, because sleep, right? Everyone sleeps about, 7-8 hours a day, and that's about a third of your life. So talk about investing in a third of your life and how, that's a great investment. And then we're also including some social proof here. So customer testimonials, reviews from their customers, 5-star reviews. And then this sort of does the selling for them. Once an email subscriber sees this, they're like, wow, this brand has great reviews. Like Mattress on Demand has given us a great experience in quality mattresses as well as for our wallets. I'm very impressed with the knowledge that Tony has for quality sleep. And I would definitely recommend this for the best mattress store in X location. And then email 6 is handpicked favorites. So picks kind of like a quote, again, kind of social proof, right? Best sleep I had in years, handpicked favorite shop bestsellers. And then again, a reminder about that offer they had in the beginning, and then we'll drop some of their bestsellers here. And then we're also offering some more value here, explore blogs for sleep insights. So we're giving them this option to just read and just stay informed, because buying a mattress is something you buy maybe, once or twice every decade. So this is a very important decision for you, and you want to invest in the right mattress. So this is why we offer kind of like a blog insight here, helping them make that right decision, because this is not a cheap purchase. This buying a really good mattress will probably run you like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, depending on your budget, or, just depending on what kind of mattress you're looking for. And again, finance your sleep, offering them a way to make it easier on your wallet. And then welcome 7 is just ready to improve sleep quality. So again, we're kind of tying this back into the emotional standpoint of this, because people that are investing 1, 2, 3K on mattresses are probably looking to improve their sleep quality. Because on Amazon, you can buy like a random mattress for like what? $200, $300. But these mattresses are like $1,000, $2,000 with financing options available. So really, the audience that they're targeting is people that want to invest in their sleep and aren't worried about spending like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, whatever price that might be. So again, it talks about investing in a new mattress here, just like I said. So why should someone invest in a new mattress and spend all this money on a very expensive mattress? So that's to improve sleep quality, enhance daily energy, and address health concerns. And then here, we're also connecting them to our social media. That way, if they follow us on Facebook or Instagram, we're able to target them with content from there as well. And then final email here is, again, plain text email from the founder talking about the code that they had in the beginning. So it reads, "Hey friend," or if we have their name, "Hey Mark, Tony here. I'm not sure if you saw our previous email, but right now you can get 10% off your new mattress with code LUX10. Better sleep is around the corner, but this discount expires soon, so we're adding urgency here. So I recommend you take advantage of it before it's too late. And if you're ready to sleep through the night and feel well rested in the morning, visit our site." So that's the call to action. So people will click on this and apply that discount code. To use your discount today, here's to the best night of sleep yet. From Tony, founder of Mattress on Demand. So again, this email is like from a friend, very personal, because people don't really expect a sort of heartwarm email from the founder about, buying from their brand. So this is like a pattern disruption, and it gets people to open and actually read through the email, just like I did for you earlier. Number 2, abandoned cart flow. Imagine someone added your product to the cart and then just disappeared. That's one of the warmest signals you'll ever get. They already told you that they want it. They just didn't finish the purchase. If you're not following up, you're leaving money behind every single day. Here's how to approach it. Hit them with an email within the first hour while the intent is still hot. Follow up at 24 hours with something that handles objections or addresses the hesitation directly. Then close at 72 hours with social proof that removes any remaining doubt. 3 emails, 3 different jobs. At the end of that sequence, there should be no reason left not to buy. But don't take my word for it. Here are some examples. So let's look at abandoned checkouts. So email 1, you left your starter kit behind, and then this would be your dynamic product link. So this brand only had 1 product. So that's why this is not really a dynamic, but you're able to do this on Klaviyo directly. So again, it takes me to checkout. You're one step away from a toothless life. You were this close to living the dairy life you deserve, bloating-free, worry-free, and way more fun. So I was talking about the benefits they will get if they buy this product here. This kit is still waiting for you. Say yes to late night ice cream cravings, eat pizza whenever you want, wherever you want. And then it was made for moments like this. You shouldn't have to choose between delicious food and digestive regrets. So you notice how there's not a discount code here, because in email 1, we want to have this just act as a reminder, because people that do abandon checkout probably were busy, their kids had something, or, they just had to do something in that time. Just giving them a reminder rather than discount code, we usually see it converts the same with or without discount. So you might as well save your margins. And then email 2, let's clear the air and the gas. Only one last step. So again, dynamic product block in Klaviyo. It'll show product that they abandoned, and then it returns to their cart. So if they click that, it'll return directly back to what they abandoned. So again, it talks about the benefits here, and then what they can expect from here. And then also common questions as well. So this is our objection. So how do they even use this? Can they chew the pill, and how long it lasts? So those are pretty common questions they have when they're buying a product like this. So we're just going to add it here as objection handling, so that way they're educated before buying the product. And if they don't convert there, we have email 3. So this is where we actually finally add that 10% off. So finish checkout plus save 10% off. And then final email, it's sort of like a branded plain text. It's not a lot of design here, but it's still design. Again, we're adding some urgency here, right? You can use this code X for 10% off your order, but not for long. So we're adding urgency here. So We're trying to push them to get it before this discount code expires. And then we're talking about the benefits here. Imagine eating pizza stress-free without bracing for impact. Saying yes to cheese without fear, grabbing ice cream on the whim. These are a problem people faces when they're looking at a product. So we want to sort of agitate that pain to the audience. It talks about the problem that people that are looking at this product probably faces, right? So people that are looking at this product probably found other solutions before. So maybe that is, as explained in this email, popping 5 lactates just to revive a scuba ice cream. No, we have something stronger. So buy our product so you don't have to face that again. And then here is just an example on Klaviyo, so you can take the timing from this. So this is when checkout started and allow re-entry after a time period. Profile filters, place orders 0 times since starting this flow. And then depending on your product or business, they can be conditional splits. So this customer has customers from the US and also out of US. So for people in the US, we're waiting 30 minutes and then sending that abandoned cart email 1, wait 8 hours, sending abandoned cart email 2, wait 1 day, sending abandoned cart email 3. Again, this is a plain text. Wait 1 day again, send over that offer. Your free shipping offer ends today, and then wait 1 day, final call. Don't miss your free shipping. So this is actually a text message. So this is actually will be kind of like our last for this flow here. So this brand here has a more aggressive time delay. So wait 30 minutes and then wait 8 hours. Or you can sort of go for a less aggressive approach, which is, wait 30 minutes to 4 hours in this one. And then second email, always wait 1 day after. And then wait 1 day, conditional split. Email 3, wait 1 day, email 4. So this is a less aggressive approach compared to the previous one. Number 3, browse abandonment flow. This one gets overlooked consistently. Someone visits your site, look at your product, and leaves without adding it to their cart. That's still interest, and a well-timed follow-up can absolutely bring them back. Keep it simple. 1 to 2 emails sent within the first few hours of them leaving. Reference what they looked at, remind them why it's worth it, and then give them a direct path back. Let's look at some examples. So next we have the browse abandonment flow. So this gets triggered when someone checked out 0 times since starting this flow and placed order 0 times since starting this flow and add to cart 0 times since starting this flow. So it waits 2 hours after they view a product, and then we send email 1, wait 1 day, send email 2, wait 1 day, send email 3. And then for the designs here, again, it's just sort of acts like a reminder and then talks about why they should buy from them. So in this email, it talks about what separates the average from the elite. So it's sort of like a brand story, brand philosophy here. And it has a product module here about what they might like. So just kind of showing them the options they have when they shop with this brand. Email 2 is just a plain text from the brand. So it reads, "Hey name," or "Hey Mark, ever put together a fit and feel like something's missing? The final detail just isn't there. The piece of jewelry you left behind, that was it. Great news, it's still there, but not for too long." So it adds urgency here, and it has the checkout. So we're going to send them back to the page where they can actually check out. And then email 3, we have a dynamic product here. So you can't really see anything, but if someone browse abandons here, it'll show the product. So copy reads, "Some things were meant for you, but it won't wait forever." Again, urgency here. Complete your purchase, and it adds a 10% off here in the last email just to push them to actually convert in this email. So you can decide to put a discount code or not. So it's really up to you. I would urge to just put that. I would urge to put a discount code in that last email, just so you're able to, just get them an offer, have urgency. That way they'll have the highest possibility to convert. And then you notice how the copy here is kind of branded with the sort of vibe that they're portraying for their brand. We don't fuck with averages here. Our jewelry is made with premium 316 stainless steel, sweatproof, waterproof, tarnish resistant. So again, talks about the benefits here. And then last module here is shopper bestsellers, and then it'll show them some bestsellers they have. Again, this can be dynamic. So based on what is your bestsellers, this can change over time. And then for revenue generated for a browse abandonment flow, it definitely won't be as high as something like a checkout abandonment or a add to cart abandonment, just because it's lower in sort of like the life cycle. So this flow is meant to just push them to adding a product to cart or pushing them to checkout. So it won't be as high converting, but it's still revenue on the table. So email 1, last 30 days, this email recovered about 10K. Email 2 recovered about 3.4K. Email 3 recovered 2.2K. And then last email recovered 3.2K. You see how in the last email it generated more than the third email here? It's because we added urgency here. That's kind of how you know that urgency works, because we're actually saying in this email, hey, this is your last chance. So if you don't buy, you won't have this offer ever again. So this email did generate more than browser abandonment email 3 here. 4, post-purchase flow. And now we're starting to build retention. See, most operators are laser focused on getting that first sale, yet completely ignore what happens after someone buys. But the second purchase is where the profit actually lives. Not only that, but something most brands never think about is the moment someone buys is also the moment buyer remorse can set in. The feeling of, did I make the right decision, starts almost immediately after a purchase. And if you're not actively addressing it, you're losing customers you already paid to acquire. So the moment someone buys is the moment your system should activate. Thank them genuinely and make them feel confident about their decision. Set clear expectations for their order so there's no surprises. Then deliver value related to what they just bought, whether that's tips, how-tos, or ways to get the most out of it. Then naturally introduce them what to buy next in a way that feels helpful, not pushy. That sequence is what turned one-time buyers into a repeat customer. And repeat customers are what makes an e-commerce brand truly profitable. And this is what it looks like when it's done right. And now we have a post-purchase series here from Mobilo. So this is sort of like an onboarding flow here. Welcome to Mobilo. You're officially part of the network. And then it shows them how to sign up and what they kind of get after they bought something like this. So we're telling them how to get the most out of their product. So download the mobile app, log in and personalize it. And then if you forget your password, you can just recover it here. So they're on this step of the onboarding. And then second email just talks about, again, how to get the most out of your product. So personalize your mobile card, how to get started, and then where they're at the onboarding. Email 3, telling them to download the app and explore the features, helping them meet their networking command center. So actually how to use the product, how to use the software that they get with the product. And then email 4, perfect guide to perfect tap. So they have Academy for the team. So it tells them how to use it and also the benefits, right? Like how to find the sweet spot for actually tapping that card that they bought. Check if NFC is enabled, and then telling them how to never miss a connection. And then there's also a tutorial that we give them on how to just be confident with the product that they're investing in. Again, more value here, just how to get the most out of product. Like that's sort of the common theme here is how to get the most out of product so they'll actually use it. Because most of the time, people that impulsively buy something or, just buy something online, if they don't use it, you probably won't expect another purchase from them. But since we're putting so much work in telling them how to get the most out of product, how to use our product, of course, they'll use it. And then if, they buy it and then they forgot that they buy it, they'll get a email like this that talks about how to, use these features that they have. And then in their mind, they're gonna be like, hey, I still have this. Let me go set it up right now. And if they got any questions here, we're offering them help here. Yeah, they can get all the answers here if they're wondering. So questions here, support centers, how to use the product. And then we're adding some social proof in this emails of people, using the product. So trusted by industry leaders. So kind of giving them social proof on what type of people are using the product. That way it can be like, hey, X uses it. Maybe I should too, since, they're using it. Because people like to use things that people already are using. And then last email here, it's time to bring your team together. So this is sort of like an upsell email, upgrade the teams now, network is better together. Once they click on this, they're able to, purchase a team plan, which is more expensive than their individual plan. So this is like an upsell email here. So you see how the common theme in a post-purchase series or just onboarding series is how to get the most out of their product. So for the triggers directly on Klaviyo for a post-purchase flow, cancel order 0 times since starting this flow. So we don't want to send a post-purchase flow to someone that canceled the order because they canceled it. So post-purchase email 1, thank you, your order is confirmed. Yeah, so another flow, and then another way you can structure these post-purchase flow is like this. So this is an example on Klaviyo. When someone places order, cancel order 0 times since starting the flow. We're thanking them for the order, wait 2 days, processing the order, shipping the order takes time. So we want to wait 2 days and then tell them, hey, your product is on the way, wait 2 days, how to get the perfect fit. Again, giving them value, how to get the most out of their product, wait 2 days, the story behind the product, wait 2 days. And this email talks about what the experts are saying. Again, then giving them social proof about who's actually using this product, because again, people like to use products that people are already using. And then this one waits 31 days. You've been selected to join hashtag. So this is like a hashtag on their Instagram. So it encourages them to actually post their product on social media. That way they can create a network effect on Instagram and just sort of have customers do the selling again. Because let's say I post, like your close friend Gabe posts a picture of their Gymshark, whatever, that makes people want to, look at the brand and say, hey, my friend X is using Gymshark. Okay, let me check it out. So this creates sort of like a referral flywheel. And, that again just benefits the brand in terms of lowering their cost of acquisition and also makes their word of mouth more strong. 5, win-back flow. Every brand has customers who bought once and went cold. And if you're not actively going after them, you're losing revenue you already paid to acquire. A win-back flow gives you one more shot before they're gone for good. And you can do this by reminding them what they're missing, showing them what's new, or just simply checking in. If they still don't respond after 2 to 3 emails, that's your signal to suppress them and protect your deliverability. If done right, a win-back flow can quietly recover a significant chunk of revenue that would have otherwise just walked out the door. And here's a real look on how we do this for brands. So let's look at a customer win-back flow. So this flow triggers when someone places orders, allow re-entry, and then place orders 0 times since starting this flow. So this waits 75 days and it sends at 12 p.m. because that is usually when most people are active on lunch. So this win-back email 1 sends an email about, hey, we miss seeing you around. So open rate for this is 53%. Click rate was 1.9 and this generated 3K. So again, this flow isn't really to generate revenue. It's more to bring back people that have already lapsed and just get them back into that engaged segment. So we sent them an email and then 216 people clicked on it, which means those people will be back into your engagement segments. Wait 15 days, 9 a.m., switch it around a little bit. Sends email 2, this flow generated 4K, and then wait 7 days. This email generated 3K. So it might not be a lot of revenue generated from these flows, but this flow brings people back into being interested again. And this flow has generated them about 10K just from having this flow. Again, this flow will bring people back, get them interested again. They won't convert in win-back 1. They might convert in the next campaign you send, or they might get back into another flow. So that is where the conversion will happen. But this flow here specifically is not for generating sales. It's just to bring them back into sort of like the pipeline. Now here's what connects all 5 of these. None of them are random. Every single one fires based on what a customer actually does. That's what makes flows work. They respond to real behavior in real time. But here's the gap. Flows only capture people at specific moments. So what about everyone else sitting on your list right now? Well, that's where campaign strategy comes in. With campaigns, you have the ability to reach anyone on your list at any time. But the biggest issue isn't that brands send bad campaigns. It's that they have no plan at all. They send when something's on sale, they blast the entire list, and then they write the same promotional email every single time. And then wonder why results are all over the place. What you actually need is a campaign calendar, a structured, intentional plan that maps out what you're sending, when you're sending it, and who's going to receive them. Here's an example of a campaign calendar we have for our client. So this is an example of a content calendar for 2 weeks. So again, it's different sort of emails that we're building out for them. Proof from the road. So this would be like kind of like a proof email, social proof, reviews. And then this email here, brand versus generic vinyl. So we're kind of doing a competitor, us versus them email here. So we'll talk about why we're better than competitors' products. And then we have a Monday campaign built for the exact vehicle. So this email talks about how it's easy to shop by vehicle by highlighting the brands, upgrades, designs specifically for 4 core models. The goal is to remove friction and show that these aren't universal fits, they're made for the exact rig. And then we have another email here. Short plain text from founder on why small mods matters more than waiting for a full rebuild. A short plain text from the founder, why small mods matter more than waiting for a full build. Build connection and confidence. So this is a plain text email, quick garage thought. Now, as you saw in an example, a strong campaign calendar isn't just promotions. You're rotating between 5 different types of email. So here's an example of an educational email, why we only use 316L stainless steel and why everything else is a downgrade. So we're educating the audience about the materials that we're using for the brand. So again, we're talking about how the materials they use is water tested, is scratch tested, and also skin tested. So no green fingers, no itchy rashes, just clean, easy wear. So this is an educational email. So we have a storytelling email here, the psychology of jewelry. So if someone wears this specific brand, Wear this, watch what happens. Shop rings. Study shows ring increases perceived confidence, attention to detail, and status. Build your presence. So it sort of shows exactly how to build aura for like a jewelry brand or like a clothing brand. You don't need to explain yourself, your gear already does. It shows the products being used on real people. So here we have another one, this is another one, and then this is another ring. So shop rings. Now let's look at some product focused emails. So this is from Fine Wonder. Good feels in gummy worm. Delicious, functional, and fast. So it talks about this specific gummy, this specific collection in their line, in their CPG line, in their product line. Shows the flavors and also talks about it more, right? Not all edibles are created equal. These gummies are fast acting. You'll feel it in about 15 minutes. It's precisely dosed and it's built with functional ingredients that meet you where you are. From bright berry blasts to mellow midnight blends, here's your guide to every flavor in the lineup. So again, talks about this specific lineup. So that is a product focused email. So here's an example of sort of like a drop email or an event based email. So Creamy Rice drops Thursday. Grab it first on March 6, 9 a.m. Eastern for only $19.59. That's 65 cents per serving. Reserve my tub. And we show the exact things that are dropping. Most brands tap out at 25 serving. We built this for 30 because average isn't in our DNA. So this line here talks about their competitors, saying how most brands just tap out at 25 servings. Fits their brand tone because this is a gym brand. Gym people don't want to be average. And here's another section for this, launch price. But for email subscribers, with the code, they get $19.59. And then to see that code, they have to be back here. You see how it's scratched off? So once this drops, they'll get the code. And then it talks about the benefit of the product. 25 carbs per serving, 30 servings per tub, real fruit pieces, and 65 cents per serving with the code. Reserve my tub promotion. Oh, and then here is a sales email. Long weekend energy, fresh fits, enjoy 50% off site-wide. So this is for Labor Day weekend. So there's a specific reason for this sale. It's not just some random flash sale that they're going to do because they need sales. It's actually a weekend where people are going to be on their phones. It's a long weekend. People are going to be, on Instagram. So, just looking at their emails, whatever. So this is a perfect time for a sale, which, a lot of other brands does as well. So people are expecting brands to have a sale during this specific weekend. Copy reads, don't sleep on the sale. Labor Day isn't just for barbecue and long weekends. It's your chance to cop fresh fish for less, and we're giving you 50% off site-wide. Educational emails that teaches your audience something valuable and build trust over time. Storytelling email that deepens the relationship between your customer and your brand. Product-focused email that positions what you sell in a way that makes people genuinely want it. Event emails that cover things like holiday season. And promotional emails that are strategically placed, not just randomly sent. Here's a simple way to think about the ratio. For every promotion email you send, pair it with 3 to 4 emails that actually deliver value first. That consistency is what keeps your audience engaged and keeps your brand top of mind when they're ready to buy. And the brands that do this well never feel like they're selling. They feel like a brand people can't wait to see in the inbox. And that's exactly when customers buy. But here's the truth. All of this means nothing because most brands make the biggest mistakes of sending campaigns to everyone. For context, full list send should only be used for huge promotions. Any other campaign should be sent to segmented audiences. And the reason that matters comes down to one thing: relevancy. The more relevant your email is to whoever's reading it, the more likely they're to open it, click it, buy from it, and keep coming back for more. Here's what that actually looks like in practice. So here's how your engaged segment should look like. So when someone has clicked email in the last 90 days and then can receive email. So this would be your engaged segment. For your VIP buyers, this is the segment definition you want. When someone has placed order is greater than 1 over time and has order value greater than $200 over time. So these are VIP shoppers, people that shop the view more than once and has spent over $200. So this is the segment you want to build. Repeat buyers. So this should be an easy one. When someone has placed order greater than 1 over time and of course, can receive email marketing. Unengaged subscribers. So this is another important one. This is a segment you want to exclude from your campaign. So this is when someone has received email at least 10 times over time and opened email 0 times in the last 365 days and clicked email 0 times in the last 65 days, and they can receive email marketing. So these are people that has received emails 10 times but open it 0 times in the last 365 days and has also clicked your email 0 times in the last 365 days. So if you continue to send campaigns to these people on this specific list, you're just going to taint your deliverability. So it's best to just exclude them from campaigns. But if you're running like a big sale or whatever, you should include these people just to, just get them engaged again because, they might just be waiting for a sale. But it really depends on these value here. So 365 days is probably the max. So you probably don't want to send to anyone that's over 365 days. So this is the maximum you can put here. But if you want to be a little bit more stricter with your engaged subscribers, you can do like 180 days. But why does all of this matter? See, when you send the same email to everyone on your list, you're not being efficient. You're being lazy. And your customers will feel that. Personalization is what makes an email feel like it was written for the person reading it. And that is what triggers people to open, click, and buy. So for your engaged subscribers or anyone who opened or clicked within the last 30 to 90 days, they should be hearing from you the most. Your one-time buyers need a specific strategy designed to pull them into the second purchase. Your VIP customers, aka people spending the most, deserve things like exclusive access, early drops, or personalized offers. And your lapsed customers who haven't engaged in 90 days or more need a completely different approach. Either re-engage them intentionally or remove them from your active sense altogether. Here's why the last part is super important. When unengaged people sit on your list and never open your email, your sender reputation takes a hit, which means even the best subscribers start seeing your emails less. Proper segmentation protects that. It keeps your deliverability clean, your engagement high, and your revenue growing in ways that actually make sense month over month. And when you put the whole system together, a list growing with the right people, flows firing on behavior, a campaign calendar keeping you consistent, and segmentation, making sure sends lands with the right person. Email stops being a guessing game, and it starts becoming a predictable revenue printer. Now the reality is, email may be one of the best marketing channels out there, but it isn't a light switch. You don't flip it on and suddenly see 100K sitting in your account. The brands that win with email understand one thing: the system compound. And every month you stay consistent, the results get bigger. And now you have everything you need to build your own system. However, if you want to make sure you get all of this right from day one, the link to book a free strategy call with me and my team is in the description below. We'll look at what's happening with your email marketing right now, show you where the gaps are, and map out what this system needs to look like for your specific brand. But beyond that, if you want to go even further, I made a video breaking down the psychology behind premium email designs and how to make your brand feel it is worth every dollar. Click this video right here to check it out.